Yeah. All right, sorry about the mic issue. Mic issue is now resolved. So we'll get to that heavy thunderstorm here heading toward High Island in just a moment. Angleton to Mims, pretty good thunderstorm, but it's not severe. Scattered thunder showers northwest side, I-10 Columbus to Sealy, Belleville, Industry. You guys get little scattered shower activity. That's not severe. I don't think this is going to go severe, just scattered thunder showers. But again, this is where our severe thunderstorm is right now. It's entered Chambers County. Smith Point is here, so it's just north of Smith Point. Tremendous amount of cloud to ground lightning with that. Here's High Island. So that in general is moving right toward the community of High Island. So if you can, on High Island right now, get your car, get any valuables that you don't want to have hail damage on, undercover if you can, safely, because this has had a history of producing quarter to $half to silver dollar sized hailstones, talking about getting up to golf ball size as it's gone through the Baytown area and Pasadena and Deer Park. And as we get a little closer view, lightning strikes, 218 in the last 10 minutes. When this was just growing as a thunderstorm in southern Harris County a couple of hours ago, it had about 6 to 9 lightning strikes per 10 minute. Now it's up to 219. There's a direct correlation to storm intensity and the number of lightning strikes, especially if they're growing, the storm is intensifying. So now we're up to 219. That is as intense as I have seen it so far in its life cycle so far. Looking a little bit deeper into the storm, we're looking for rotation. We're not seeing it. So this is inside the storm using Doppler radar. See how this is elongated? So what we don't have are two hot and cool colors coming right together to a point. That's not what we're getting. What we're getting is this more of a spread out area. That indicates strong straight line winds. So we could easily be seeing winds at the surface with this in excess of 50 miles an hour. So again, batten down the hatches as this is racing toward High Island and the upper portion of the Bolivar Peninsula. Communities along the upper Bolivar Peninsula very quickly take cover, get loose items, garbage cans, lawn chairs, up undercover if you can so they don't become flying objects, and then if you get your car undercover, do it so it doesn't get damaged by potential hail in this system, but not tornadic. We haven't seen any tornado warnings. So I found this very interesting. This is the entire life cycle of the storm going back 3 hours, going back 2 hours with the hail detector. That is a layman's term for the vertically integrated liquid. It's called VIL, and it really helps us get a handle on, is this storm producing hail? And once you start seeing, notice how it creates this mountain peak. The storm grows, you get a mountain peak, and once you start getting those peak colors up into the purple areas, that almost always indicates hail, getting to nickel to quarter size at least, but in this case we know we've got at least $half size hail that has been reported, and I've got some of those pictures up on my Twitter account, David Paul KHOU. And that is now, notice how it's made this arc, now a right mover, and heading toward High Island on the Bolivar Peninsula with that hail shaft. So this has made this nice arc and is now moving toward the Bolivar Peninsula. Usually when they become right movers like that, they have a little more rotation to them and a more of a tornado threat. But so far this one has not been a tornado maker, just the big hail maker. And as we were diagnosing this earlier this afternoon, looking at the vertical profile of the atmosphere, looking at the soundings, it just screamed hail as the biggest threat tonight, and that so far has been exactly how this has played out. So let's tilt this back. I've got a storm track on it. There's your hail shaft. Smith Point right here, and it's moving east-southeast at about 25 miles an hour now. It may have accelerated just a little bit from there. So High Island Elementary School, High Island right here. It's knocking on the door. You've got a little bit of time. I know it's raining there, but if you can get your car under cover or any furniture, any objects outside that you don't want to have potential hail damage, you might want to do it, as that has been producing the quarter to $half sized hail as it moved across the Baytown area, moved across the bay, and now into western portions of Chambers County. So High Island, estimated time of arrival here at 1:11. So we got a few minutes to go before that gets you about a half hour, about 20 minutes from now, that would make contact with you, High Island. Future track takes us into 2 a.m. Still expecting a chance for scattered thunderstorms. Some could be strong across our southern and coastal counties and across the bay into Galveston. Still going to monitor the stuff up here, Brenham to New Ulm and Cat Spring and Columbus. We might see a stronger thunderstorm there. We're going to watch you, Magnolia. Some of that stuff drifting in your direction, but so far that's not showing signs of becoming severe. We get into 6 a.m., coastal areas could still see some rain, but by that time the severe threat is gone. It's into the Gulf, but it could be a wet commute on the coast and coming across the Causeway, Gulf Freeway, Baytown East Freeway, I-10 East over to Winnie in Beaumont. Could be a wet drive at 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning, but notice the winds shifting to the north. Temps in the 60s in the morning, a little cooler, and then by midday tomorrow, this is noon, lunchtime on Tuesday, north breeze, 60s and low 70s as a cool front comes through. So we will get very pleasant as we head toward lunchtime, and then by 4:30, mid 70s for highs, lowering humidity, a mix of clouds and sun. It's going to end up being a very nice day after the rain here overnight and early in the morning. Here's a look at Tuesday's forecast. 30% chance of storms in the morning, mostly south of I-10 to the coast, mostly cloudy by noon, but rain's gone, and then by 5 o'clock it's nice and 75. So let me just back up and we'll recap the situation with a severe thunderstorm now in Chambers County. That's the hail shaft with the storm right there over Chambers County. It's just north of Smith Point. It is moving southeast at about 20 to 25. High Island Elementary School, High Island, the community, you're in the path of that storm. It gets to you in about 20 minutes. It's got a history of producing nickel to quarter to $half size hail. That's enough to put a dent in your car. Here's the loop of the hail shaft showing how this began producing hail over toward Pasadena, Deer Park, had that $half size hail over Baytown. Now it continues to produce the hail as it moves into Chambers County and heading toward the upper Bolivar Peninsula, High Island. Looking inside the storm with Doppler radar, this is not a tornadic signature. It's not a couplet. That's very strong straight line winds. Most likely you could see wind gusts to 50 miles an hour along the upper Bolivar Peninsula to High Island with that storm, maybe above 50 miles an hour. Loose items, if you can bring them in High Island, do it. None of this other stuff near the beaches is getting severe. It's just that storm. 254 strikes in the past 10 minutes. Continues to be an intense lightning maker. Cloud to ground lightning is going to be dangerous as this comes across High Island. Expect power outages, High Island, from the cloud to ground lightning. And just stay in your safe space. Again, not tornadic, but hail, straight line winds to 50 or above, and this cloud to ground lightning are all the threats with that as it's going to race across Highway 87 and High Island and upper Bolivar Peninsula here in the next few minutes. Just the leading edge of it right here, just knocking on the door of High Island. Smith Point has missed the worst of it, really passed right between Smith Point and Anahuac. Now heading toward the upper Bolivar Peninsula and High Island. Other storms going on, scattered showers I-10 west, Columbus to Sealy. A couple of thunder showers near Giddings. That one's moving into southwest Montgomery County, not showing any signs of becoming severe for Magnolia or Pinehurst. Folks up 249 in Montgomery County expect some rain, but at the moment not severe. Here's our other thunderstorm, Angleton. There's 288 to Lake Jackson. It's heading east-northeast through southern Brazoria County. It's not severe, producing some brief heavy rain and some lightning and thunder, but that's not severe. Does not look like it's about to go severe. The one big severe thunderstorm just clearly sticks out. Came through Baytown with the hail, now coming through Chambers County with the hail, heading right toward the Bolivar Peninsula with hail. This is going to be off the coast within the hour, but High Island, the community of High Island, you're going to take a pretty hard hit from a strong, severe thunderstorm. Again, hail up to $half size, straight line winds could gust to 60, and a tremendous amount of cloud to ground lightning about to come right through High Island. That's a lot of lightning. And there's the big picture. Scattered, isolated thunder showers, I-10 to 290 out west. A couple of showers popping up near El Campo, near the ranch out here. It's not; those are not severe. I don't see any lightning with that as well. It's really Chambers County. That's where the show is right now. So we're keeping an eye on you, Chambers County. We'll keep you updated. It's 12:43. You know, if we can get this off the coast after 1 o'clock, we'll be able to settle it down. So we'll check with you in with here live again at 1 a.m. for the next live update. So we'll be back here and check in at 1 a.m. We'll give you the update there. But again, high island, just hunker down for the next half hour as that severe thunderstorm moves overhead.